Can you hear me?
We're not on there yet.
We're not on there yet.
Still no sound.
Is that what they said?
That's what Mom just said. I mean, I don't see where we're on there, but she just texted and said no sound.
Yes, no, maybe. All right, I was just told we have sound now. See? Yes, sir. We have
Where
sound.
we're at.
So there's sound somewhere on the multiverse. We have sound. Where that multiverse is,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
There we go.
All right, so we have sound now. First of all, we apologize. We have no sound. Now we got to go through this whole thing again. We've had a little over 100 episodes. Sorry we had technical difficulty. Facebook has been a pain in the rear since about 11:45. They didn't want to let us go. Like, it was a hard time getting it to go live. We finally got to go live, and we had no sound. So now we have sound. We've got like 5 microphones in here, so it should be surround sound. So we got our nice microphones. We got backup microphones. We got microphones over there. There's no way nobody has sound now. So let us know you're there. Hit that like button. Hit that comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Are you watching from home? Are you watching from work? Are you on the beach? Where are you?
Watch out for bears.
Watch out for bears, which is our next topic, Brad. But before we get to bears, let's talk about, we've had over 100 episodes. The real estate business got insane. So when the real estate business got insane, we wanted to make sure our clients got taken care of first. So the BS show kind of got put to the side. The BS show is back, baby.
We're back.
We're back. So every Friday, 12 o'clock, all these technical difficulties will be worked out. We know what's going on now. We know how to fix them, and we have a direct contact at Facebook to kind of... So now we're live and nationwide. So, Brad, have you been keeping up with all of these bear stories?
Man, they've been getting crazy lately.
Yeah,
Got cocaine bears, beach bears, garbage bears, everywhere.
Well, the crazy thing about these bears, I didn't realize it was as common for bears to be in Destin, Florida. I mean, people have been sending me pictures that have vacation spots in 30A, so Santa Rosa, watercolor and all that, those areas. They've been sending me pictures of bears just kind of wandering around those areas.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So are they the beach bears?
Beach boys,
Beach
bears.
bears. So now there's that picture of a bear just kind of swimming out in the Gulf. He's way out in the Gulf. I mean, the pictures, the guys in boats videoing these bears, like showing the bears from their boat. They're like looking back towards the shore, and the shore is a long way away. And this bear is out there swimming with sharks. So you have like water sharks and land sharks all together. So there's lots of bears. Then you get a picture, and there's bears in Nashville now. And there's been bears in Nashville before, but it's still rare. They usually don't come this far west. So on my personal Facebook page and Instagram page this morning, I kind of had a picture of the Destin bear and the Nashville bear side by side and said, hey, let's nickname these bears. So
that should be very, very fun.
It should be very fun. It's beartastic. I mean, kind of my name for the Nashville bear was Woo Bear. Kind of like Woo Girls, Woo Bear.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that one. So I got a lot of votes for Woo Bears, but for anybody that's tuning in right now, tell us, we got a bear swimming around in the ocean and a bear walking around Nashville. What should those bears' nicknames be? I mean, I think it's a fun little game.
The one in the ocean could be named Paws instead of Jaws.
Somebody wrote Bubbles. The bear could be named Bubbles.
Bubbles.
There were some really good names. Somebody just hashtagged vacation bears. Obviously, they're on vacation. So I even thought with the Woo Bear, you got like Pooh Bear and the Nashville Woo Girls. So you kind of had a mixture for Woo Bear. So I liked that a lot. I'm trying to check the comments on the multi-stream. Brad's got it over here. We had a lot of technical difficulties the first time. So for anybody that kind of got kicked off and goes, man, I'm sick and tired of watching these people that don't have any audio. We're sorry. But tune back in. It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be wonderful.
Come on back.
Come on
we
back.
are human. We're real estate experts, not sound engineer experts.
That's right. And for my limited we have two very talented technical support people, but one of them's on vacation and one of them is out of town and one of them is in medical school. So I guess that's more important than the BS show.
To them, maybe.
Yeah, to them. But John Parker, thank you for tuning in. My mother is also tuning in. Give us a shout. Let us know you're there if you're there. Brad, I want you got a listing you wanted to highlight. Go ahead and tell us about your listing while I am checking the comments.
Sounds good. Yes, just active today. It's all brick, 3-bed, 2 baths, just under 1,350 square feet in Christiana, Buchanan Estates, 2140 Rankin Drive. Just under half-acre yard, big concrete driveway, all the above. The roof's under 5 years old, brand new roof, so it's active today. It shouldn't last too long. It's listed at $354. Let me know if you have any more questions. We can go from there.
It's a good listing. Man, how the market has changed a little bit. If we would have been talking about a year ago, you would still be at the property with 18 other people.
Right, yeah.
But hey, that means it's a good time to buy. Mm-hmm. All right, so sports topics. We've always talked about sports on the BS show, and we got some good ones. College World Series. I think it actually starts today. University of Tennessee plays tomorrow. They play LSU, so hopefully that works out well for the University of Tennessee. I've not watched a lot of college baseball. I watched some last year because UT was in. I've had MTSU baseball season tickets for I don't know how long, forever and ever. You've got MTSU baseball tickets too, correct? Mm-hmm. It doesn't.
They didn't make it this year.
No, they didn't make it. They almost made it. They almost made the tournament, not the World Series. But they play LSU. Tennessee plays LSU tomorrow, so the World Series is double elimination until the championship round. It looks like. We're on the football drought, so it's like that weird time of sports where there's no football. It's regular baseball, so it's not playoff baseball. Yeah. The NBA and NHL finals are both done. Thank
goodness.
Thinking of NHL finals, the Las Vegas is the Golden Knights.
Yeah. LVGK.
Yeah. They have only been in existence for 6 years and just won a world championship.
Where you at, Predators?
Yeah, where you at, Predators and several other teams. Well, and think about this. In their first year of existence, they went to the Stanley Cup also. So in 6 years, they've been to the finals twice and won once. I think the Predators have only been once.
Maybe. I didn't know they'd been any. But
yeah, they went. They had a really
They were
good
dominated. I think it was 4-1, I believe they won. So that's pretty good.
And then NBA-wise, I mean, Jordan doesn't play anymore. Does anybody really care? I mean, let's be honest. LeBron is not as good as Jordan. Everybody agree. Yeah. End of conversation. Jordan would have never got swept in a Game 7 or in a 7-game series. LeBron did.
Yeah. So speaking of seasons, it's been tons of door knocking, right? Roofers. Every time there's a storm, you have roofers coming out. Kids selling stuff for school or their sports teams. And we actually had one that I donated to. Normally, a little standoffish. They have to be very good for me to get to donate to them, but this little kid was wanting donations for the neighborhood pool to try to get it up and going. So I thought, now this is one I can get behind, So I went and got him a gallon jug of water, sent him on his way.
That's
so
good.
We'll see how that goes. Can't say I didn't contribute.
Yeah. So was he appreciative of the gallon of water?
He looked at me real funny, but he walked away with it.
It'll get going. It'll get the pool going.
Right.
I mean, hey, be thankful for what you got.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Dang. Unappreciative little punk.
Yeah. We're trying to get the pool up and running. This Brad's helping out. He at least contributed some water.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Come on, people. All right. So the football drought's continuing, college playoffs. Then you got the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant is widely considered one of the top 5 best players, maybe top 10 best players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Very special individual as far as talent goes, very electric to watch, very exciting. Well, this guy decided not once, he got in trouble once for having a gun in an Instagram live video, but he decided we're going to do it again. And at the end of the season, they went ahead and punished him and said, "Hey, you're suspended indefinitely." Well, now he's now been suspended for the first 25 games of the year.
Wonder what it'll take for him to learn.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not too far gone.
Yeah. You know, there's the book, How to Solve 50% of Your Problems. He could use a copy of that. I actually got 2 copies, so I'm going to be problem free as soon as I finish reading them both.
How long are these books?
I don't know. Long is long.
Are there any that say like solve 50% of the problems with your wife? So if
that's 90% of the problems, right? So
well, yeah, but if you could solve the problems with your spouse, everything would be great.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you know, it's 50% of your problems, so I bought 2 of the copies.
Yeah, so you got 100%.
Yeah, so it should be good.
Well, did you buy volume 1 and volume 2?
I bought all the volumes.
All the volumes.
Cranked it to 11.
Turn it up. I read a book one time.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
it's cool.
This guy, it was a self-help book, and it was about this thick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a thick book, and the front page of the book, it didn't have any pictures. Mm-hmm. No pictures.
Oh, that's my problem.
It's terrible. So the front page of the book is like little itty bitty print. It's like the whole way down, and at the end, you turn the page, and the whole rest of the book is just blank pages. And the first page of the book is like, you got to do better about yourself. Please journal what's going on with you today and continue that day to day. Well, it was a self-help book. They literally wanted you to diagnose yourself by writing, like, every day was a new thing. This is what happened bad for me today. What can I do better? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, I'm sure that guy is like sold a whole bunch of books on how for people to help themselves.
Yep. I wonder how many have written in it.
None. They sit there and go, "There's no pictures, and I got to do all the
Where's
work
the
myself.
crayons?
There's no crowns." Throwing it away. So that's what it was. I mean, that guy probably made $1 million by writing a self-help book that he didn't actually write it. He didn't actually write anything. He wanted you to write it all.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Gotta love it.
All right, Brad, tell us about 203 Bermuda Circle.
203 Bermuda Drive, I believe it is.
Yeah, Bermuda Drive in McMinnville.
McMinnville. If you live out there, you call it McMinnville. Everybody else, McMinnville. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath house, about 1,560 square feet, nestled in a quiet little dead-end street. Newly remodeled. This house has good bones, and the people who remodeled it put a lot of care into what they do, so should be good to go. It's listed, I believe, at $234. So if you're looking out in that area, easy access to a couple of highways. 203 Bermuda Drive in McMinnville, Tennessee.
And it's really convenient it's like almost halfway between Nashville and Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't, let's say you can only pull a $230,000 house because of income or things or something like that, and you commute to Nashville or commute to Chattanooga or work in Chattanooga or Nashville, I mean, it's an hour commute probably either direction, I would say.
Roughly, yeah.
But an hour drive to own your own home instead of renting, $235,000. Shoot, if we needed to put some closing costs on top, and get a 100% USDA mortgage, I mean, nothing down. You can't even rent a house with nothing down.
Right.
So I think that's a great opportunity. It's totally remodeled. I mean, these people did a great job. The kitchen looks spectacular. The flooring, 4-bedroom house for $235,000. So amazing. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about debt plans today.
All right, let's do it.
So we figured we'd talk real estate on the BS show a little bit today. So
I'll throw a little in there.
We've talked 2 listings. Now we're talking about controlling your debt. And I know there's a lot of people kind of sitting on the sideline about buying houses. They said, hey, I don't want to buy a house because the interest rates are too high right now. Look, I completely understand. You think interest rates may be high. My first house had an interest rate of 6.75. You can do better than that right now all day long. So when you think about a 6.75 rate or 6% rate or 6.25% rate, and you go, that's still too high because you've been used to 3% and 4% rates this whole time. Look, the only reason we had 3 and 4% rates was because of quantitative easing, and I'm not going to go into all what that is. But basically, the Fed was buying mortgage debt, which was artificially holding house rates down. Well, when the Fed stopped doing that, you could literally watch the rates go from 3, 3.5 up to 5 almost overnight just from that ending. And that ended in January of 2022. So that's why the rates are higher. I'm going to go look at
where they should be.
Back to where they should be. I'm going to look at my crystal ball. Unless we go back to quantitative easing, which I don't think we're going to do, they're not going to go back to the 2s and 3s. They may get into the 4s. They're not getting into the 2s and 3s. In the meantime, house prices are still going up. So for all the people saying, hey, I'm going to wait until interest rates go down, you may cost yourself thousands of dollars in a purchase price waiting for your interest rate to go down. Instead, buy now while you can get a good deal, and then when the rates go down, refinance. Let me tell you why that's a good idea right now. 70% of Americans, that's a mortgage statistic, 70% of Americans have over $100,000 in equity in their home. So 70% of Americans who own a home have over $100,000 worth of equity in their home.
Yeah.
The average person holds over $30,000 in credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
Your credit card debt most likely is in the 20 to 30% range on your credit card debt.
Yeah, easily.
Easily. So people are saying, hey, I don't want to buy a house because I don't want to pay, those interest rates are high, but they have no problem paying 20 to 30% interest on a credit card.
Right.
Zero problem.
Minimum payments.
Minimum payments.
Yeah.
Instead, why don't you use the equity in your house to buy up in house, use your equity, pay off all your debt, so pay that $30,000 to $50,000 worth of credit cards off, have the extra money to pay a down payment on your new house, buy a more expensive house, and have about the same or a little less payment overall of what you currently are with your total debt.
Right. You're just trying to scam people.
Man, these are just numbers.
You can literally move up in house, pay off all debt except for the house, and
still have about the same
or
rate.
less payment.
Right.
Yep. Newer house, bigger house,
of total
you need.
overall payments that you're paying.
Right.
So I'm paying all my credit card debt. I'm paying my house note. Yeah, my house is at 3%, but I'm not going to talk about the 30% interest rates on credit cards I have over this $30,000, $50,000 over here. Pay all that off when you sell your house. Buy a nicer house, and then guess what? If you think rates are going back down in 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever that amount is, refinance. There are a lot of lenders that are even offering free refis in the future if you get a mortgage right now. So get the mortgage now, get into the house, pay off all your debt, buy a new house at the same or less rate overall payment, and then whenever rates go back down, drop them. Look, I bought a house last year when rates started going up myself. So I'm not telling you anything that I am not willing to do myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I got about a 5.5. It's a little smaller than that, but not much. And I got somebody a 5.1 very recently. So they would have got a better rate than I got last year.
Good deal.
So that's what I suggest to do. Don't be scared. Brad.
Don't listen to mainstream headlines.
Yeah, don't listen
You're
to...
going to let one of those people dictate a life decision? Come on.
Excuse me. And just think about this. Let's say the average house in Murfreesboro is about $430,000. That's about right. You wait a year to buy that house. Conservatively, in the last 20 years, 3% growth is very, very conservative. I mean, we've had years with 30% growth. We've had years with 17% growth. We've averaged like 7% growth over that amount of time. 3% is very conservative. So let's just say 3% growth on a $430,000 house. In 1 year that you decided to wait, you cost yourself $12,000. It actually is 13,000 and some change, but you've cost yourself over 12 grand just waiting a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's 12 grand that if you would have bought now, a year from now, you would have $12,000 of net worth in your pocket.
For nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing.
And you're going to have to live somewhere anyway, so you got a bill anyway. Pay your mortgage and give yourself wealth in your pocket instead of paying somebody else's mortgage and giving wealth in their pocket.
Yep. Yeah, you're paying a mortgage.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
It's either yours or somebody else's.
Yep.
Where's my soapbox?
Right. All right, what you got over there?
All right, news story you can't believe. This is my favorite tradition on the BS show. I love the news story you can't believe, and we're going to go to Illinois today.
Illinois.
Brad, I'm glad you found this story. Illinois man charged after telling police he shot himself in leg during dream about home intruder.
That's some good dreaming.
I'm going to read this. I mean, it's about 6 paragraphs. So I'm going to read this story. This is crazy. Lake Barrington. I don't know where that is. It's a suburb of Chicago. It's in Illinois somewhere. Man is facing firearm charges after he told officers he accidentally shot himself in the leg while dreaming that an intruder was breaking into the home, police said. Okay, he's dreaming that somebody's breaking into his house, pulls a gun. My wife had a dream one time that I was cheating on her. She woke up extremely angry at me. I had done nothing wrong, but her dream told her I did.
You were breathing. That's what you did wrong.
Breathing. Lake Barrington man was charged about 2 months after Lake County Sheriff's deputies were called to his home on April 10th on a report about a person with a gunshot wound, police said. Deputies who found the 62-year-old man with a gunshot wound to one of his legs applied a tourniquet to the limb because he was losing a significant amount of blood before being hospitalized, people said. The man told investigators he had a dream that someone was breaking into his home, and during that dream, he retrieved his .357 Magnum revolver and shot at who he believed was the intruder, police said. When he fired, he shot himself and apparently woke up from the dream. Police said Tuesday in a news release, investigators determined there was no burglary attempted at the man's home in the northwest Chicago suburb, but they found that his state firearm owner's identification card had been revoked, and he had still possessed a firearm even though he had the identification card revoked. A warrant was issued on June the 9th for the man on charges of possession of firearm without a valid FOID card and reckless discharge of a firearm, both felonies, police said. He was arrested Monday and released after posting bond. It is scheduled for a June 29th court status hearing, police said. Online police records do not list an attorney who could speak on the man's behalf. A man who answered a phone listed for the man declined comment Thursday when reached by the Associated Press.
357 to the leg. That's just
Can you imagine shooting yourself in the leg with a .357 Magnum?
Ruin your whole weekend.
Unbelievable. So, my wife is saying that we don't have sound still. The people that are watching, we got a couple people watching. Can y'all hear us? Give us a sign. Say yes, you can hear us, or yes, you cannot. So we want to know.
Hopefully, but surely after
we've done
these people for 30 minutes,
we got people saying really to the video, to the news story you can't believe and stuff. So I'm sure we can hear now. I think this is old news. It's fake news. Fake news. I turned it off.
Got sound.
Got sound.
All right.
All right. Fantastic. Next week at 12 o'clock on Friday, we will have sound, and we will have lights, and we will have action, and we will have the BS show once again.
That's a lot of promises to deliver on.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Not the same bat time, because we're actually going to do it right at 12 o'clock and not have Facebook issues, because we're going to do it this other way.
All right. Get us out of here. I'm hungry.
Get us out of this.